two people found dead in a Calgary home, and police say they've been here before. A key meeting in Ottawa.
I think there is growing pressure on all sides to try to play nice, if you will.
The Prime Minister brings together the premiers of Alberta and BC to talk about a pipeline proposal and making the most of their abilities.
It's really cool to see people from all around the world who at the same time understand exactly what you're going through.
A special event in the Rockies for blind and visually impaired skiers.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. Homicide detectives have just left the scene of a Redstone home where they're investigating two suspicious deaths from early this morning. Tyson Fedor is outside the home in northeast Calgary, and Tyson police are remaining quiet on the details of their investigation.
And Ian, police do remain here on scene in Redstone behind me. As you can see, that police tape and police vehicle still active out front. But police were called here to two people with critical injuries. A disturbance inside the home found that one person was already dead. A second person taken to hospital where they then later died. But police are remaining quiet when it comes to who these people actually were, how old they may have been, and what their relationship to one another actually was. Now, investigators do say that they are not looking for any suspects either. Police say that this started as a disturbance call around 12:40 this morning. Neighbors that we spoke to in the area that did not want to appear on camera say that the home is rented out to about 3 families. The next door neighbor says that they could see a body inside the home from their upstairs window. Now, neighbors are also saying that police have been at this home at least 3 other times before over the last decade. It's unclear, however, how both people were injured and what led to their deaths.
I implore the community and us as a collective to have no speculation in this regard. We are committed to full transparency in regards to what may have happened, and our investigators are pouring through the evidence to determine with some conclusivity what may have motivated or resulted in this event.
Autopsies are scheduled for both people tomorrow. Police are also saying that they can't conclusively at this point rule whether or not these deaths are connected to that shooting here in this community, that extortion case that actually just happened about a block and a half away from where I'm standing over the weekend. At this point, they can't rule whether or not these two cases may or may not be connected. I can tell you that if anyone has any information in regards to these two deaths, you're asked to call police or Crime Stoppers. Ian?
Thanks so much, Tyson. An officer has been fired from the Calgary Police Service for sexual misconduct against another officer. Constable Mike Oakey has been dismissed after another internal disciplinary hearing. He was previously demoted in rank for a year for sharing a video of him and a woman who can only be identified as AA having sex. The video was shown to fellow officers without her consent. It took place between 2018, when she was a civilian, and 2019, when she became a police officer. Today, Oakey was fired for making inappropriate sexual advances while helping her apply for the job at CPS. The tribunal's presiding officer said police need to uphold public trust, and Oakey's actions eroded that.
Completely agree with those comments. However, in this case, it's going to be the basis of our appeal that we don't believe that trust had been eroded, because it's my client's position that he didn't do this.
But I am so thankful that my voice was heard and that I was allowed the opportunity to bring this forward.
AA hopes her experience may help others in a similar position, and CPS remain accountable for its officers. Oakey's lawyers say they plan to appeal to the Law Enforcement Review Board. A man is wanted on warrants after stolen property and weapons were seized from an encampment. In December, police were conducting patrols in response to increased thefts from retailers in the South Trail Crossing area. At an encampment, police found $15,000 worth of stolen items, including several bicycles and power tools. They also removed more than 13,000 kilograms of debris. 50-year-old Peter Dawson is wanted on stolen property, mischief, and weapons charges. And Calgary police have laid 107 charges against 6 people for a series of vehicle thefts. An investigation showed a prolific offender and several others were breaking into auto body shops and homes. In one case, the suspect used a stolen tow truck to smash into a business. 14 stolen vehicles have been recovered, along with cash and guns. Police chiefs and law enforcement leaders in Canada plan to meet to discuss a serious escalation of violent extortion crimes across the country. Calgary police reiterated at today's police commission meeting that since July, there have been 13 reported extortion attempts targeting the South Asian community in the Calgary area. That includes this shooting at a home in Redstone over the weekend. It's believed to be part of a wider series of extortion crimes crossing several provinces. After meeting in Ottawa today, BC's premier announced that he and the Prime Minister have agreed that within the next 2 weeks, police leadership from Alberta, Manitoba and Ontario would meet with national police officials in Surrey. The Prime Minister sat down with the premiers of Alberta and British Columbia today ahead of the First Minister's meeting in Ottawa, and the focus was on cooperation. Let's bring in Tim Brooke with more. And Tim, the 3 leaders discussed that federal memorandum of understanding and a potential pipeline at length.
Which, of course, Ian, as you know, has just been a major point of contention between the governments of Alberta and BC over the last number of months. But again, today the focus was on finding common ground, with Premier David Eby even saying at one point the tone was civil and borderline friendly. Now, of course, Premier Danielle Smith of Alberta has been pushing hard for a bitumen line to the coast through BC. The dispute is over just how to make that a reality. Eby says Indigenous pushback and the existing tanker ban make a new line impractical. But Alberta, backed by the feds, has said there is a way forward here. That'll likely start with a shared commitment to expand the Trans Mountain Pipeline's capacity. From there, experts believe interprovincial economic targets could become easier to hit.
I think there is growing pressure on all sides to try to play nice, if you will, and to try to reach some agreement. Carney has shown that he's quite adept at bringing groups of premiers together. You know, what's putting everybody's feet to the fire is the threat of Donald Trump.
Now, one thing Eby really stressed today is that despite this pipeline dispute being very publicly drawn out, it's still in very early stages. As of now, Ian, there's no proponent and there's also no proposed route to the coast. Smith told Eby and Prime Minister Mark Carney that she'll keep them in the loop moving forward on both of those things, as well as on her proposal that's slated to be tabled in June.
Thank you, Tim. The Bank of Canada held its benchmark interest rate steady at 2.25% today. This decision comes amid unusually high uncertainty around geopolitical risks and the upcoming review of the Canada-US-Mexico trade agreement. The central bank expects Canada's GDP growth to slow from 1.7% last year to 1.1% this year. Inflation is forecast to remain around the 2% target rate.
U.S. tariffs and related uncertainty have held back business investment. But we expect some modest strengthening in investment as businesses adjust to the new trade environment and governments increase infrastructure spending.
The Bank of Canada's next interest rate decision is on March 18th. Turning to our weather, Danielle, we're in the slushy period right now, but that stuff's eventually going to evaporate, right?
Yeah, don't wear your best shoes, but we don't have to wear the big parka anymore. Not for a long time. In fact, we're just going to get warmer and warmer. Next week comes with many daytime highs in the double digits. So here we go. All right, let's take a look at the current temperature. 4 degrees at the airport, winds around 15 kilometers per hour sustained speed, but at times gusting a little higher than that. So at times it will gust closer to 40 kilometers per hour through the evening hours. Earlier today, we got up to 7 degrees, lucky number 7. All right, tomorrow, not a whole lot to talk about. good amount of sunshine. Starting the day off, went off to work and school at 1 degree and getting up to a high of 8. So a little warmer for tomorrow, but the winds will be a little gustier. 50 to 60 kilometer per hour gusts likely in the afternoon. That's your 24-hour forecast, brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Family owned, community driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen.
Thank you, Danielle. They'll be cheering for Canada at the Olympics and cheering for each other. Next, the husband and wife doctors from Calgary who will be supporting the men's and women's hockey teams in Italy. And how bad winter weather has led to a shortage of blood and plasma donations. A Calgary couple is heading to the Olympics to be the staff doctors for Canada's men's and women's hockey teams. Dr. Ian Auld, seen here working on Flames forward Blake Coleman, is the medical director for the Calgary Flames. He will be the men's team physician. He has worked at several international events for Hockey Canada over the past 22 years, including last year's Four Nations Face-Off. His wife, Dr. Laura Benyon, has been in family practice for the last 13 years. She has worked with Hockey Canada's women's program in the past and will be the women's team doctor. The pair is excited to share their Olympic dreams together.
We've been at this journey independently, and so it's kind of really interesting that we've both ended up with our respective teams this time around.
I hope to be sitting in the stands of the gold medal women's game, and I'll probably be more happy if she wins than if I win. I mean, of course, I want our guys to win, but I wish success for her.
The first game for the women's team is against Finland on Thursday, February 5th, while the men play Thursday, February 12th versus Czechia. And Dylan Marino is following in his father's footsteps at the Olympics. His dad, Dennis, represented Canada at the 1992 Games in Albertville, France. Dylan just qualified to go to the Milano Cortina Games in freestyle skiing halfpipe. Dylan says he did not follow in his father's footsteps in bobsleigh because he's just not big enough. His dad will actually be at the games as he is one of the bobsled coaches for the United States. Father and son say being there together will be emotional.
He might not get to see finals, but he will definitely try his best to be there for one of my events at least. And it'll be very special because I wouldn't have seen him for months, and it'll be awesome.
And Dylan says his goal is to have fun at the games and enjoy his first experience. I'm always excited about the Olympics. So much fun.
I love watching the Olympics.
Yeah, of course, if we had the Olympics here, and Calgary was interested in getting the 2026 Games, decided against it. If we had the Olympics here, it might be a little too warm for it.
Yeah, it's not. We don't have weather for Winter Olympics right now and for the next 2 weeks, so maybe it's a good thing. All right, we have mainly cloudy skies out there. It's been a quiet day in the city, just gusts up to 40 kilometers per hour, as you can see, and it's been quite warm as well. A little gustier in Pincher Creek, closer to 60, and just above 60 in Lethbridge. It will remain around this for tomorrow with regards to gusts in Pincher Creek in this corridor, about 60 kilometers per hour, and we'll likely pump up to 50, even 60. We could have a few gusts as high as 60 tomorrow in the city as well. All out of the west. This is a Chinook setup. I'm sure you feel it. Much warmer temperatures out there right now. We got up to 7 degrees earlier today. We're now sitting at 4 degrees. 5 in Lethbridge, 3 in Milk River. Just below that freezing mark in Medicine Hat, but Medicine Hat will climb above the freezing mark by tomorrow afternoon. It's just taking a little extra time for the warm air to make its way that far east. Here's the pattern, and this is the pattern we are in for the rest of this week and next week as well. So it's a ridge of high pressure. You can see in the darker green here, that's the jet stream, will be above us. This ridge of high pressure allows for a couple of things. One, we have the Chinook set up, the warm winds out of the west. We also have this push of warm air from the south. This promotes stability, sinking air, so we don't have any real active weather in the forecast. We do need the moisture. We're not going to get it for a while. This also allows temperatures to build, and you'll notice that over the coming days. In fact, by next week, many days will be in the plus double digits. Okay, here's what's going on radar and satellite. Earlier today, we had a little bit of isolated mixed precipitation, as we talked about. We also talked about later in the day that we'd see this move on to the Medicine Hat area. This will fizzle out. It already is starting to fizzle out, but it will be completely out of the province by about 10 o'clock tonight. The cloud cover will hang around the southeast, but QE2 down through Calgary, Lethbridge, and further south, we are looking at mainly sunny skies for tomorrow. We do need some moisture. There's a little bit in the forecast. As I fast forward to Friday night, Calgary down Trans-Canada towards Medicine Hat. It won't get in your way unless you're driving at 4:30 in the morning on Saturday, but a little bit of moisture, which is something we need. We need lots. But anyway, 8 degrees is our high for the next 2 days. Yes, a little on the windy side at times, getting up to 9 by Saturday. We take a little bit of a dip to 5 on Sunday, but check out the daytime highs expected for next week. Wow, plus double digits for most of next week.
Snowstorms and extreme cold in central and eastern Canada are having a major impact on blood and plasma donations. Canadian Blood Services is calling for people across the country to donate blood or plasma, saying the winter weather in the east has led to multiple cancellations. CBS says it has collected 1,500 fewer donations it was counting on in only the past 6 days. It also canceled 16 donation events this month, and road conditions and illness have prevented many donors from making it to their appointments. Not everyone has a warm and cuddly feeling about Valentine's Day. Still to come, the local woman who's bringing widows together on February 14th to acknowledge what they have in common. Bank of Canada says there won't be a recession this year. Joining me is Dave Popowich, Portfolio Manager with the Popowich-Karmali Advisory Group. And Dave, Canada's central bank anticipates modest growth through 2026.
Yeah, I think you nailed it, Ian, and good afternoon to you. Of course, the Bank of Canada decision on interest rates really wasn't the issue today. I would say virtually nobody expected the Bank of Canada to raise rates today, and as expected, they did hold. The guidance they gave going forward, though, as you said, modest growth, 1.1% growth this year, 1.5% in 2027. Now, that's not recession. So we've had a lot of recession talk. Bank of Canada doesn't see that. They see inflation holding around 2%. But there is a big caveat to all of this, of course, and that is what's going to happen in the renegotiation of the trade agreement between us, the United States, and Mexico. And, depending on how that goes, the Bank of Canada said we won't be able to repair structural problems should those arise, i.e. tariffs targeting specific sectors. Clearly, they don't have the tools to do that. So still some risk here, but it was nice to see that they are not forecasting recession.
And meantime, south of the border, the U.S. economy is expanding at a solid pace.
Yeah, it really is. Perhaps at a more aggressive pace than what was expected not too long ago. Still some concerns about inflation in the United States. The U.S. Fed, as the Bank of Canada did, elected to hold rates steady. And quite frankly, they didn't give a lot of forward guidance. Now, Chair Powell only has 2 more meetings before he'll be replaced in that role. Still waiting to see, and I didn't see if anything happened today, but is Trump going to respond to the pause? Or will he just simply pass, knowing that Chair Powell will be replaced with a new person that he will be picking relatively soon? So there was a bit of indecision there. And I would say, given the lack of forward guidance, U.S. markets did pull back a little bit throughout the course of the day on that. What's going to drive markets tomorrow are a lot of the big tech names that are reporting after the bell, but we'll cover all those stories tomorrow morning.
Okay, look forward to that. Thank you, Dave.
Bye, Ian.
Homicide investigators are at a northeast Calgary home. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. One person was found dead in the home. The other died later in hospital. Autopsies will be conducted tomorrow. But for now, police say they recognize the community is nervous. At 6, what investigators say about any connection to a shooting just blocks away on Saturday. Also ahead, Western Canadian police chiefs are planning an emergency meeting on extortion crimes. We'll hear more on the seriousness of the situation at 6. Ian.
Thanks, Tara. A Calgary woman has organized a Valentine's Day event for widows after her fiancé passed away last year. Just weeks before their wedding, Hannah Carnett-Grunerud's fiance Ian died in a workplace accident. With Valentine's Day coming up, she knew she wanted to be around people who understood some of what she's going through. The event will serve as an opportunity to speak with people about navigating life after someone you love passes.
And so having the space to grieve and love and speak about it is vital, so important. And I really want to normalize that, as scary and as terrifying as it is.
The event will be free in Calgary and will include food, drinks, and quiet relaxation areas for people to talk with each other. We'll have a link to sign up for the event on our website. You can expect the warmer weather to continue into the weekend. Right now in Calgary, mostly cloudy and +4. Danielle has the details coming up. Danielle, I noticed that your 5-day forecast is not only a great forecast,
Thank you.
It's a good poker hand.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm all in.
You're all in?
Yep.
What about next week when it's double digits?
Oh, well, I'm not sure if that equates to poker.
No. But are you all in?
Kings and queens, who knows?
Are you all in on that one?
Well, we'll see.
4 degrees current temperature. We got up to 7 today. So it was already toasty today. We're not record breaking. The record is 13.9, but we're certainly warm. 8 degrees for the next couple days for daytime highs. It will be a little gusty at times, 50 to 60 kilometers per hour. Then we get up to 9 for Saturday. A little iffy on Sunday, but likely 5 degrees. And then by next week, our daytime highs will be in the double digits for most of the week.
Thanks, Danielle. More than 80 blind and visually impaired skiers from Canada and around the world are in Kananaskis this week for a unique cross-country ski event. They're at the 48th annual Ski for Light Canada gathering at the William Watson Lodge. Participants are paired with sighted guides to navigate Nordic trails. The week-long program offers skiers the chance to race, learn on-course etiquette, and connect with others who understand the challenges of living with sight loss. Skiers from Canada, the U.S., Denmark, Japan, and the U.K. are attending the event aimed at building a stronger and more inclusive community.
It's really cool to see people from all around the world who at the same time understand exactly what you're going through, because they're going through it themselves. And so, you know, I haven't had to advocate for myself one time this whole week, which is a huge load off my mind, because everyone just understands what I'm going through. I understand what they're going through, and then we just are instantly bonded.
Organizers say the event is open to anyone with vision loss, whether they're experienced skiers or trying it out for the first time. Thanks for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.